They tell you one story, a comfortable narrative, but we're here to expose what's hidden in the shadows, demanding justice, fighting for accountability. The question is, are you ready for the truth? This is The Johnny Binder Show.
Welcome to the Johnny Binder Show, everyone. Just want to give a brief disclaimer that the views and opinions expressed by guests and clips presented on this program are their own and do not represent the views of the Johnny Binder Show. The content provided is for informational and commentary purposes only. The show makes no claims of veracity or independent verification. Therefore, viewer discretion is advised, and there'll also be some sensitive topics covered just in case we don't want to trigger anyone. So watch accordingly. Tonight's episode is Black America, Wake Up. Why are we begging for justice? So we spent a lot of time asking America to protect us, investigate for us, and give us justice. And we demand that. But tonight I ask Black America something harder. When are we going to become accountable and protect each other? Our sons are dying, our daughters are disappearing, families are begging for answers, and too often, somebody knows something, somebody saw something, or somebody ignored the warning signs. So tonight, this is not about blaming us for what happens to us. It's about what we do and willing to do before the funeral, before the hashtag, and before another family has to beg for justice. Black America, it's time to wake up. And because conversations like this require wisdom, discernment, and sometimes a little courage, you know how we begin each and every Johnny Binder show. So before we get into those headlines, before the opinions, before the debate, we go to God first.
Dear blessed God, we thank you so much for the joy that you bring into our lives. Though there might be times that are challenging, that are hard, we know that each and every moment that you watch over us and you bring fulfillment of your promises right in front of us. We know that you offer up into our lives pathways and new doors and new windows, new opportunities for us to walk through, and we just thank you. We thank you that though times might be hard, that we still have our minds, God. We thank you that we still have our bodies. We thank you that we still have the capacity to lift our hands up to you and offer our gratitude that there is still more for us to come. We thank you that this moment, no matter how hard and how difficult, is not the end, and that you will continue to guide us and to nurture us until victory is won. Amen.
A Black Woman's Prayer. Father, I appreciate all the blessings you have brought my way. I know I cannot change my life without you as my guide, cannot walk with glory without you by my side. This is my prayer to you. I'm willing to do whatever you ask me to. Father, my babies need protection and wisdom. The streets are hard, engulfing little children's lives without regard. But I know, Father, you will keep your arms around my family as we accept your blessings deservingly. Father, stay in the middle of my man and me. I love him, without a doubt, but he doubts in his trouble that you'll bring him out. I told him, trust in God, don't harden your heart. We may love, but nothing compares to God's grace as long as we do our part. Father, as a woman, I fall short of what you expect of me. I try, Lord, I really do. I want to be happy, and misery gets the better of me. Walk with me, Father. As I see depression and misery fade, I can envision my steps on golden streets, as angels for company pave the way on the streets you made.
Amen.
That's our motto. We want freedom by any means necessary. We want justice by any means necessary. We want equality by any means necessary. We don't feel that in 1964, living in a country that is supposedly based upon freedom and supposedly the leader of the free world, we don't think that we should have to sit around and wait for some segregationist congressmen and senators and a president from Texas in Washington, D.C. to make up their mind that our people are due now some degree of civil rights. No, we want it now, or we don't think anybody should have it.
Don't let anybody take your manhood. Be proud of our heritage. As somebody said earlier tonight, we don't have anything to be ashamed of. Somebody told a lie one day. They couched it in language. They made everything black, ugly, and evil. Look in your dictionary and see the synonyms of the word black. There's always something degrading and low and sinister. Look at the word white. It's always something pure, high, and clean. I want to get the language so right that everybody here will cry out, yes, I'm black, I'm proud of it, I'm black and beautiful.
I don't in any way encourage black people to go out and initiate acts of aggression indiscriminately against whites. But I do believe that the black man in the United States and any human being, anywhere, is well within his right to do whatever is necessary, by any means necessary, to protect his life and property, especially in a country where the federal government itself has proven that it is either unable or unwilling to protect the lives and property of those human beings.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is different tonight. My producer has me doing things different. And TikTok, you riding with me, you're already 300-400 deep. Gave you about 10-15 minutes. I'm going to do that all the time. Y'all move quick. It's a lot going on, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to have to speak the truth. You see the skeleton up here. That's what they're making us out of. That's why I put it on. And just to match what I had on is to tell the truth about what's going on. America government has lost their mind. I can't say it no clearer than that. And if you lynch 70 Caucasian people from 20 to 20 to 25, they would stop the whole America. If you lynch 70 dogs, they would stop America. Dogs. They come from a wolf. And a dog ain't my best friend, God is. So again, ladies and gentlemen, America is not the same. Some is wrong. Some is completely wrong. And what they doing to us and to our young girls and young boys, you will see here in a minute. You see in a minute how disrespectful they are. And we know it's the Ku Klux Klan, skinheads, Proud Boys, and whoever in that mindset. They trying to start a civil war. Make no doubt about it. They lost 500,000 people in the Civil War before, North and the South, trying to keep us in slavery. To lynch us here in the 20th century, the 21st century, is a total disrespect. We your mother and father, boy. young man, young fool, animal. I'm talking to the animals. All Caucasian people are not like this. We know that. But you got some Caucasian people now speaking out hard. And I done put them up on this show about what's going on, because y'all have y'all hanging our people, hanging out young girls, young boys. And y'all really think we're going to keep taking it. I'm warning you in the name of God that God is going to raise up justice. We're going to get our own police force. We're going to get our own town like our girls building on the 19 acres. We are going to deal with China that's black. The original Chinese is black, where they can afford us. Because the Ku Klux Klans, the skinhead Proud Boys, and the rest of that group like them, the government, especially up under Trump, ain't gonna say nothing because he let 1,600 of them go. I think the first day was in there. And then put, okay. Then put a mask around. Have you ever seen a police walking around with a mask on? Them thugs, man. Jump out boys. Taking people alive, unaliving them in broad up daylight in Minnesota. Period. I mean, over and over again. So if they do them like that on national TV, then the woman back up and go the other way. He was triggered because he'd been drugged. Then the other man didn't do nothing. He's helping two women get up. And they throw him down and take his thing because it's on the side of him. He got a phone in his hand, a phone like I got right now. I'm trying to show you, ladies and gentlemen, the systemic racism since Donald Trump been in this White House. It's been there, but it's been dormant. So now they think, well, we got a president that's like that, we can go act it out. And this is what's going on. Any psychiatrist tell you it's being trickled down. You that don't understand psychosocial assessment and dynamic, you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm telling you what's going on in Mississippi. They purposely doing what they doing to our people from Nolan Wells on. And that case going to be bust wide open. It's going to be big as George Floyd or bigger. Mississippi, you burning and you coming down. And after we get to bringing Mississippi down, we're going state to state with you racist bastards. And we're going to deal with you with law, with your law. And we're not going to allow you to keep on doing what you're doing. We're going to get 200,000-300,000 young men together and license them up in security with arms, legal arms, all of that, police, security guards, all that, and put them in our neighborhood. This brother was talking about at the Million Man March in 1995 on a Monday. 10,000 men in each city. This ain't got nothing to do with no Muslim, no Christian, no Baptist. I don't hear nothing about no religion. I don't hear about none of no North, no South. I don't hear about no Democrats, no Republican. I don't hear nothing about none of that. Because I don't hear no Democrats popping up, jumping up, running down the Mississippi saying something about it. Al Sharpton, Big Crump, that's it. So again, y'all have taken us too far. This is mockery what y'all doing now. And mothers are crying. Wake up, Black America. Why are we begging for justice? What we begging somebody to give us what we do by birth? And if we're the original man and original woman, and we was here first, we your mother and father, not biologically, but genetically. So you hang in your mothers and your father. And God said, if you don't respect your mother and father, your days won't be long. So all of you think like that have a curse on you. And a bunch of y'all got curses on you. and you're going to hell with a gasoline jacket on, but we're going to stop you. We're going to stop you from doing what you've been doing. I'm going all over. I'm raising money, hiring young men with good records, training them to protect the neighborhood. That's what CRIP was for. Continued Revolution in Progress, where they were taking care of the neighborhood. We have a right to take care of our neighborhood. We have a right to stop you from hanging our people. We're not, you skinheads, we're not scared of you, boy. That's why you put the mask on, you catch them by themselves, and you do what you do. But we're going to get some security. We're going to get some help. About 1,000, hundreds of thousands. We're going to sound alarm. It's time for us to take care of our wife, our women, and our children. We're not going to let you keep hanging our people. We're going to catch you. We're going to give you to the authority, and we want justice. All hell going to break loose. That's real. Let's go.
Welcome to the Johnny Binder Show, everyone. Again, tonight's subject is Black America, wake up. Why are we begging for justice? So if you're joining us on Facebook or on YouTube or Twitch or TikTok, thank you for joining us. Please hit that like or subscribe button. That's how you keep these stories alive in the algorithm and make them easy to find and promote them. Yes, until we are able to get justice for these families. So we're going to go ahead and start tonight's show with a clip about Miss Tasia. And I thought I had it here and ready to go. So y'all give me just a second here. The young lady who was found unalived from the hanging from a tree in Mississippi. So before I go that, I'm going to go ahead and play this one reaction clip to her unaliving.
But when are we going to start protecting Black people? I'm being so serious because that's the 5th lynching in 2 months that they've called no foul play. Tasia was hung up so high that they needed a fire truck to get her down. And they're saying no foul play. I can't be crying. Gerard was hung behind a police station. No foul play. Tanya hung at a park. No foul play. Juliana hung at a church. No foul play. Soraya hung behind a Dollar Tree. No foul play. Nolan Wells. No foul play. Trey Reed. No foul play. Kyle Basinga. No foul play. Do you know a lot of Black people that love playing with knots? I mean, so do you know Black people that fucking play with ropes and climb trees? We're going to need to start getting violent for our Black brothers and sisters. And I mean like really violent. Like I'm not talking about just like... Where are you? Tasia's body's going to the same medical examiner that Nolan Wells' family's still fighting. That Trey Reed's family's still fighting. It's a system designed to bury these kids while it makes their families, go to these trials that aren't even real. While it lets people like Jesse, a kid who raped 2 girls, he broke one of their necks. His mom heard them in the room and he didn't spend 1 day in jail. He's going to...
Oh, I'll have to find the rest of that story. And
then 1 day in jail.
Not 1 day. Not 1 day, minister.
Broke one of them neck.
Yes.
But Emmett Till whistled. But he didn't whistle, but they lied and say he whistled. And they unalived him in 1955. 14, 15 years old. Mm-hmm. These are the racist bastards we dealing with. These are the animals we dealing with. They are animals, TikTok. They're not human. They was born human, but they have grown into animals. That's why God said in Romans 25, Romans 1, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, he gave them to a reprobate mindset to do those things that they shouldn't do. They became animals. And 24, professing to be wise, yet they become fools. And 25, who changed the truth of God into a lie and worship the creature instead of the creator. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're dealing with a society of ignorance. You're dealing with some white boys that's skinheads and Pride Boys and KKK. They a bunch of cowards and run around with masks on their face, and Donald Trump let 1,600 of them out to do the same thing. The only lady that didn't take it was an older lady saying she was guilty and she would not take the full pardon. Bless her beautiful heart. She said, I'm guilty. I was in a cut. I should have never followed it. So again, ladies and gentlemen, you looking at a takeover from Israel. See, y'all don't even see this thing. This is from Israel destroying America and using Donald Trump to do it. Donald Trump is a flunky and a robot. He's already in the graveyard mentally. He's already gone. He's gone. He don't know God. He don't know nothing about God. You can put Eric on if he come up. He don't know nothing about God. So we're dealing with a narcissist and arrogant individual that's a Ku Klux Klan that do not know God. Did Eric come on, Queen?
He's here.
You can put him up. So people don't know who God is, and you looking at Donald Trump and it's Israel. Israel is like the puppet and the puppeteer. Donald Trump, the puppet, and the puppeteer is Israel. Y'all looking at Donald Trump, he ain't nothing. He's just going to be thrown away. It's Israel. Israel is trying to destroy America because our people destroyed for the lack of knowledge. We blind, deaf, and dumb. We don't study to show ourselves approved. We just here hanging out. Get drunk, and that's it. We don't know who we are, or what we are. And that's what's going wrong with Black America. You have to wake up to show yourself approved. We got a devil sitting on one shoulder, angel on the other. He coming on again, angel on the other, but both suggest us all the time. We must learn to be wise enough to recognize the voice and follow angel. We are blind, deaf, and dumb. That's on Friday. We go to happy hour to be happy for an hour. We don't get together to open up no private banks, credit union, finance company, insurance company, buy land, apartment complex, build subdivision. You don't think like that. You did back over in Africa. You thought like that, but you're over here now. You've been dumbed down. We won't even protect our wife, our women, and our children. We won't even protect them. Sent them on the show. I'm coming to get them chairs, though. We're on the show. Okay. Okay, come on. I sent you the link. So again, ladies and gentlemen, we do not know who will, what. How in the hell we not take care of our wife, our women, and our children? And up in Mississippi, we ain't got us at least 10,000 young men and paid them $15 to $20, $25 an hour to watch our young people, watch our women and our children. They got Klansmen down there, skinheads, and they catch them when they by themselves. They cowards. You know they cowards. And they put them on the tree. So we need to deal with Mississippi first. We need to put our money together, pay our young men to be in Mississippi. So when they try, they can reach and get them, tie them up, hang them up, beat them up, give them to the police. Tie them up, call off, hey, come get it. Take a picture, catch them with the rope. This is what we got to do. We can't keep sitting back waiting for the federal government to do it. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. Some of them are part of it, especially Donald Trump. We let the 1,500, 1,600 people go. Do y'all hear what I'm telling you? We have to protect our own wife, women, and children and stop begging the people to do for us that we can do for ourselves. We can have our own, secure our own neighborhood. You got some Black people in Mississippi got a bunch of money. They got a little town up there on their own. So it's enough money there to get security to secure our little boys and our little girls so they can stop unaliving and stop hanging them. This is what's going on. We have to stop it in Mississippi because Mississippi is burning. And that's what the movie was about. They don't give a damn about us. And they got a crazy president. Don't you know any other president would go in there, have the National Guards going off through there? This man ain't going to do nothing. He don't care. He trying to stay from that Osteen files. Now he started a war he can't control. Gas up. The man half crazy. And he's being controlled by Israel. Let's go.
Before we move forward, Minister, I had a question for you. Now, I love the idea of our Black men protecting Black communities, but in powder keg situations like Mississippi, I mean, how expedient would it be? Would they be safe doing that? Because you're coming up
Yes, they
against.
will. They're going to be officers. They're going to be armed officers. We're going to get armed security guard officers licensed to carry guns. Armed. At least we got a bunch of them in the Hebrew Israelite by the thousands in the nation, by the thousands. We can't keep sitting around waiting on somebody to protect our children. You're not a man if you got to keep waiting on another man that will come take your child. So you're at home, somebody walk in your house, get your wife, take in the room, have sex with her, bring her back, throw in the bed, walk out the house. That's what they're doing. I know when everybody said, no, I ain't gonna do that. That's what you're doing. 75 people been hung that look like us. Not one white person been hung. So I let you know it was white people that did it. So they hung to my Ku Klux Klan, skinheads, and Proud Boys. So they this the cold part, 75 of them in 5 years. You can do the math. After 2025, now going to 26, they've been hung some more. They feel comfortable with this crazy man in office, which Israel is controlling him as a puppeteer, and he's a puppet. So the Republicans are so weak, feeble, and ignorant, they don't have the knowledge and wisdom to see that Israel is controlling their main man. They scared of wore-out main man. Go to sleep, can't stay woke, can't. He tore it from the floor up. Trump is going out like what he is, animalistic. He's going out. God is going to deal with him. There won't be no Republican, won't be no Democrat. God himself is going to take out the president. Yeah, heart attack, stroke, high blood, eat anything. God is going to deal with him. Remember, I'm telling you this before it happened. God is going to deal with Donald Trump medically. I'm claiming it right here on TV. God going to do it. He don't want the Republicans, the Democrat. He don't want the people over the $30 million hit on his head. He don't want nobody to do. He going to do it. Same way, that's how Josiah became king. God took his father out because he was too bad. So we got the same thing again. Nahum 3. God would take the skirt and raise it over their head and show their naked to the world. Donald Trump just did an anti-Christ thing like he was Jesus. Then he got a Bible. Why would he have a Bible? And he worked for the devil. He got coins, tennis shoes, watches, planes. Done stole almost $4 billion from the government. This is what he do. And trickle the money. That's why he don't want nobody to be investigating him. Because if you go into it, him and his whole family been taking money. The love of money is the root of all evil. Money ain't no root of all evil. The love of it. And that's why this country is like it is now. And you see all the foolishness going on because at the top it's trickled down. Damn near 90% of the people in America need a psychosocial assessment and a dianetic. Donald Trump is a flunky, a damn robot. And we have to stop him and get him out of there and that whole regime on the law that we're talking about and get a whole new cabinet in there. And because Israel's controlling it. He's a puppet. Can y'all hear? And 27 psychiatrists, TikTok, say the worstest person in the world and the most dangerous person in the world in that White House. 27 psychiatrists. And most of them was white. So y'all can keep playing, keep playing. You're getting yourself in trouble with so many countries. Over 150 countries already voted that slavery was out of line. But Argentina and Israel and America say it was not. And that's why Israel doing what it's doing now. Snatching everything they can, trying to snatch from us. See? Donald Trump is just, Project 2025, Israel, all that's together. But Israel, let me give you the good news. It's not going to work. God is in control. God going to get Trump and his Trumpanites out of there and get somebody that's not going to bow to you, Israel. Ray Charles from the graveyard to see what you're doing. And the Republicans, you ought to be ashamed of yourself that you allow this. And this is why all this stuff is going on. Pride Boys, the Ku Klux Klan, the skinheads, all the hangings, the killings, and the shooting. It's the worst ever because it's crazy, man. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Minister. We definitely know that he sets the tone and the climate for the rest of the country. So that's why they're feeling comfortable. But let's go ahead and talk about Miss Tasia Fortune. And rest in peace to her, and my prayers and thoughts to the family.
The Mississippi Free Press, full mass. Black woman whose body was found hanging from a tree behind a vacant Jackson, Mississippi home is 29-year-old Tasha Fortune. The Hines County Coroner's Office confirmed on Thursday. Authorities have not said if they suspect foul play. I want you to keep the picture up, Jordan. We talked about this last time, this pattern that says either A, we don't suspect foul play, or there's no evidence of foul play, or not saying there could be foul play. The fact that you have a dead body is reason enough to potentially suspect perhaps there's foul play. And if anyone has information that could perhaps bring justice to the foul play that has happened to this woman, we would like to engage the community. But they don't say that. The Jackson Police Department first announced in a statement on Monday evening that cops, quote, located the body. You heard me right. Officers located the body of an unidentified Black female at the 500 block of Road of Remembrance, a mostly Black neighborhood. At 9:05 that night, neighbors in this urban community contacted the police after finding her body, though it is not clear how long the body had been there. Hines County Coroner Jeremiah Howard, who identified the body publicly, said earlier this week that the body would be transported to the Mississippi State Medical Examiner's office to perform an autopsy. That autopsy is to determine the cause and the manner of death. Put him up. That's Kenneth Stokes. Mr. Stokes is the councilman for Jackson's 3rd Ward. He's actually speaking out about the death. He says it is murder. I want you to take a good look at the elected official, because Councilman Stokes wrote a letter to the U.S. Attorney's Office. He bypassed his local police department. Quote, "We are in dire need of the assistance of the U.S. Attorney's Office with the death of an unidentified female discovered hanging in the backyard of an abandoned house on the Road of Remembrance in Jackson, Mississippi.
My God.
We especially are in need of the following details: by whom she was murdered, the motive for her murder, the confirmed name of the deceased, permanent address, as well as other pertinent information. We look forward to your response." End quote. Stokes said that even if there is no racial element to Miss Fortune's death, Mississippi's history of lynching, and this is the point, the history of lynching alone must be considered. It's called context. Per WAPT, and that public officials need to speak out against what happened to her and say it is unacceptable. Quote, hanging is an activity, a crime that should never be an issue of being accepted by the public, he said in an interview. Another quote, hanging must never be an acceptable behavior. Let's go to Fortune's aunt. There's a GoFundMe page. Etta Avolio started a GoFundMe to help raise funds, cover the expenses for final arrangements. She says Fortune was a beloved daughter, sister, and friend whose passing has left her family devastated and heartbroken.
Put Eric up if he's on there.
During this lifetime, families go through ups and downs. And right now, Fortune's loved ones are facing one of the hardest moments they have ever known.
My God.
She was a strong-minded, big-hearted, vibrant young woman whose life was taken at just 29 years old.
My God.
Her loss has deeply shaken everyone who knew and loved her. And her family is now trying to begin healing while also facing the painful responsibility of saying their final farewells. We ask that you do the very best you can. Obviously, the local people understand their local politics as well as their criminal element, their bigotry that lives among them. The councilman has said it out loud. So much so, he put pen to paper. The authorities seem reluctant to call it racially motivated.
Come on.
A hanging from a tree in Mississippi of a young black girl. And the authorities who are in charge of the investigation will not say the obvious.
Bunch of cowards.
That, of course,
cowards.
It is more than potentially, it is likely.
Stop it right
based
there.
on probability.
Stop it.
It's
young man, let me help you out. I'm Johnny Bond, Dr. Jeremiah. Everybody black ain't black. They're just black on the outside. They coons. They house Negroes. Clarence Thomas being in particular. So again, they're not going to say it. The police ain't going to say it. They know for a fact it's racism. Systemic racism. This sister being hung, 29 years old. Over 75 people been hung from 2020 to 2025. So notice all the black folks ain't speaking up. They scared to death. They scared of y'all. I ain't. So we got a bunch of Hebrew Israelite nations, more sign, and it's enough brothers now that we can get enough officers, retired officers, and get enough people in Mississippi. We need almost 10,000 black men in Mississippi with badges, guns, farms, everything, and what they can be, we pay them for security. We can pay, I don't know how we're going to do it, but they got to be protected. We cannot keep on sitting up here statistically talking about 75 of our women and children been hung in 5 years, and now they study hanging. So young man, they not going to say it. We back in slavery. Not physically, but spiritually. And all you scared to death Negroes, you're a bunch of cowards, and you're going to hell with a gasoline jacket on. You're a coward. God say, fear no one but him. And you won't stand up for your wife, your women, and your children. You won't protect them. Well, we get enough people down and start with Mississippi and stop the racism. The police ain't going to do it. They're allowing it. And this crazy president, he let 1,600 of them out. Come on, bring him back. And if Eric on there, bring him back.
Historical record not be damned. According to the Mississippi Free Press, full mass, black woman who's Hines County Coroner, Jeremiah Howard, of the assistance of the U.S. Attorney's Office with the death of an unidentified female discovered hanging in the history of lynching. And this is the point. The history of lynching alone must be considered. It's called context. Per WAPT, and that public officials need to speak out against what happened to her and say it is unacceptable. Quote, hanging is an activity, a crime that should never be an issue of being accepted by the public, he said in an interview. Another quote, hanging must never be an acceptable behavior. Let's go to Fortune's aunt. There's a GoFundMe page. Etta Avolio started a GoFundMe to help raise funds, cover the expenses for final arrangements. She says Fortune was a beloved daughter, sister, and friend whose passing has left her family devastated and heartbroken. During this lifetime, families go through ups and downs. And right now, Fortune's loved ones are facing one of the hardest moments they have ever known. She was a strong-minded, big-hearted, vibrant young woman whose life was taken at just 29 years old. Her loss has deeply shaken everyone who knew and loved her, and her family is now trying to begin healing while also facing the painful responsibility of saying their final farewells. We ask that you do the very best you can. Obviously, the local people understand their local politics as well as their criminal element, their bigotry that lives among them. The councilman has said it out loud. So much so, he put pen to paper. The authorities seem reluctant to call it racially motivated. A hanging from a tree in Mississippi of a young black girl, and the authorities who are in charge of the investigation will not say the obvious. That, of course, it is more than potentially, it is likely, based on probability, historical record, not to be damned.
Lord have mercy. My God, my God. You know, I want to talk to you cowards. Y'all real cowards, man. We won't take care of our wife, our women, our children. We started sounding an alarm. Instead of the Hebrew Israelite Nation Islam, Black Islam Madonna, and the good, strong so-called Christian brother come together to protect our wife and our women. It's not against the law to have police security. The same way the boy did Trayvon Martin. Was it Trayvon Martin in Florida? Trayvon Martin?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. This boy Zimmerman.
Yes.
He was watching the neighborhood. So if and watching it illegal because the people told him not to even go toward him, he went in there. So for him even breaking the law when they told him not to go, he should have been arrested. Then they let him go for taking him unalive. And the boy didn't do nothing but go to the store and have some Skittles or something else, and he unalived him. And they let him go. Zimmerman. Same way they pop out the boy in the back, leaving the store with nothing, and let the guy go again, the Asian, whatever he is. So again, this is happening and happening. We have to now be our own police. We have to secure our own neighborhoods. It ain't no more sitting up waiting for them to do it. We got enough retired Army people, Navy people, Air Force people. We got enough retired black police officers. We got enough. They've changed at least 5 to 10,000 of them right there in Mississippi. We're talking about law-abiding police and citizens. That way, the hanging will stop overnight. Why? Because they won't be able to get to the young people. They won't be able to get to the women. That's why in the nation, after 10 o'clock at night, they got a chaperone. You need a chaperone. You need a chaperone to protect you because it's a crazy country we're in. And they're cowards. They're looking for the opportunity to grab you. And Eric said a while ago, bless his heart, that they don't have no husbands. So yes, we do. We need a whole bunch of husbands, boyfriends, whatever. Protect us, respect us, honor us. We have to protect our women and our children. And if we don't, we're cowards. And we're not a man. We're a boy, male. That's what we got to do. I'm going to work on it purposely. I'm calling the leaders I know and get people that's already qualified and certified and get the money behind them where they can move there for 1 year. If we got to bring them, they stay there 30 days, another 30 days come. They leave out in another 30. Whatever we got to do, we're going to do it, man. In Mississippi, it's out of order. And it's the racist Ku Klux Klan that's in that city. Every time I go there, I look at them. But, they ain't going to try me, No, they not going to. No. They ain't going to grab me. They grab me, all hell going to break loose. Yeah, ain't going no tree I'm going on. Nowhere on the planet. Yeah. I'm Nat Turner. So ain't none of that's going to happen. Yeah. They can look me in my face and have a heart attack looking at me. Yeah. So again, I ain't made up like that. I don't have no fear. I don't fear nobody but God. And I'm telling you, we're going to get some men strong enough, legal guns and shotguns and Uzi, whatever else they need, bulletproof vests to move down there. I don't care if that'll be the police down there, security, but the fastest way is security, where they can secure the neighborhoods, each neighborhood, secure the neighborhood, and watch on it stop. And once we secure that neighborhood and that racist state, then we can do Louisiana, Alabama, whichever one is at the most racist after that one, Catherine, will use the same model and do it. We cannot wait on the government no more, especially with no man like Trump. It ain't gonna happen. We have to protect our wife, our women, and our children. We have that right. I'm making sense, Catherine?
Yeah, you're making plenty of sense.
Yeah. I ain't talking about no thugs or nothing. I ain't talking about doing something dumb. I'm talking about law-abiding police, securities that's working, securities in Mississippi. We need about 10,000 of them. And that stuff will stop overnight. They're not taking it serious. They let these women keep on being by themselves. The other girl was traveling, coming this way for Juneteenth on 18th. They hung up. I won the first hanging case, me and Willie Garrett, here in Conroe. Yeah. So TikTok is messing with me right now. They want me to put this and this. All right, they back. Thank you. They want me to put something in something. So again, TikTok, with all love and respect, the racism in America has to stop. I know some people done bought parts of TikTok. You certain things you can't even say. Because China has most of TikTok. Now they're owned by 25% of it. And other people done bought in, trying to control it. Yeah. So again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to model this and talk to the leaders that I know is real, where we can get good police officers, good Army people, good Navy, good Air Force, and pay them from $20 to $50 an hour to stop our people and our women and our children from being hung and unalive. And they're worth every dime of it. We giving Israel money, billions of dollars. We had nothing to do with that Hitler stuff. What we giving the money for? You ain't gave us a dime, and we had the worst treatment on the planet Earth. You ain't never gave us our reparations because you already know you owe us over $100 trillion. But God is going. We got something for you. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. You seen them 100-something countries came on and told you that we deserve reparation. You'll see it soon. If you don't, bring him on. No matter, bring him right up under you. So again, that's where we're at. We have to protect our wife, our women, and our children. And Brother Eric said that we need more husbands. I agree. We need more boyfriends. We have to protect our wife, our women, our children. Jesus said, suffer the children, forbid them not, let them come unto me. And if you hurt one of these, you'd rather put a milestone around your neck and be thrown in the deepest sea. It's a bunch of y'all going to the deepest sea. Come on, Catherine, let's go.
That indeed. So, Brother Eric, if you would like to join, just drop me a note and I'll know when to add you to the stage.
Add it to the stage.
Meanwhile, we're going to go on with our update on Nolan Wells. I found we were talking about officials and begging for justice and things of that nature, and just the whole systemic racial elements that you have to combat there, specifically in Mississippi. So I want to take a look at this where they're exposing the coroner.
It's the Big Breakdown, a long look back at some of the biggest stories we're covering for you at the Hidden Killers podcast. And
anything to do with it. I personally don't feel like they did. But it's optics. Optics matter. Optics. You know, the people you put in places of power, if they have track records like this, let's not go into adding curiosity or conspiracy where there doesn't need to be. But I understand why there would be some curiosity and people wondering of conspiratorial thoughts, considering the track record of Mississippi. I'm not saying that that's what's going on here, because at the end of the day, right now, we just don't know the answer to that question. I'm not saying his friends had anything to do with it. I personally don't feel like they did. But it's optics. Optics matter. Optics are important. Why is this person the chief medical examiner still for the state of Mississippi with this sort of shit behind her? Jen, how do you think that affects this case?
Not good. Look, Giglio Brady exists for a reason. And what that is to say is, whether it's a law enforcement officer or an ME, if you have issues in your past, anything that even rubs in the direction of not being forthright in your findings, which that case did, right? Yeah. I mean, it was convenient. Wasn't it convenient that it was just undetermined? That's always a convenient. When I'm always with the ME going, don't give me undetermined. Just give me what it is. But a lot of it, we saw it in the Karen Reed case, undetermined. Right?
Yeah.
And it just messes everything up for everybody, because you have an ME that can't make a decision. In this case, or in that case, I mean, that was a bad situation, and I can't believe she is the one. Is she the one, though, that performed it, or the one?
Yes,
she actually performed it.
From what I understand, I could be wrong, but from everything I've absorbed, that's where my mind is at this moment. I mean, this is obviously there's so much stupidity here. With the local law enforcement, the sheriff immediately coming out, we don't think it was this. You don't even have any evidence to say either way yet. Shut the fuck up. And then when you do have the body, you pick the person that's got this track record and this skeleton in her closet coming along. Gee, nobody's going to question that shit. I mean, what? Tony,
poor Tony's off the rails. Okay, Tony. A couple of things. She might just be the chief, and they have put her in an administrative role more.
Yeah.
You know, she an overarching role, but she didn't precisely perform the autopsy.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen that report, and I don't think it's out there.
It's not.
So because of that, we don't know who was the hands-on person cracking the chest, cutting everything open, weighing all the parts, doing all the work. We really don't. She signs off on it. Typically, that's how it works. It's
Yeah.
You don't have the chief performing the autopsy. I'm hoping that's the case here. I'm hoping she's more of an executive role with have her hands on anything anymore. I'm not saying that mitigates a wrongdoing she did in the past. I'm just saying, as long as this was done by somebody else and it's their decision, I think that it will look much better.
And also, I'm just hoping still that there's congruency between that medical examiner and the independent one. You know, I'm hoping that there's congruence here, and I'm hoping with all the effort they're making to dig out everything from cell phones to GPS data to examining everything, that everything just keeps coming up to tragic accident and not something much worse and darker than that.
Credibility is going to be everything here. So I'm not saying that she got anything wrong. I don't believe she wasn't criminally found wrong with anything she did in the past either. It's just, here's what happened. And here's the case that she was involved with, and here's how it turned out with the goon squad. And it doesn't look good. So I'm not saying that she did anything wrong here, but even if it was done by the book, perfect, she's the one, her office is the one who has the neck, who has the piece that nobody has the answer to. The independent autopsy doesn't have the neck. And I understand this is how it works. They typically, you can only unpeel an orange once. And they have that part. But when you have this appearance of impropriety in the past, and you're the one that holds that information, even if it does come out that says, well, we got nothing here, or inconclusive, and that doesn't show anything, nobody's going to believe it. And rightfully so, even if it is accurate. I mean, it just seems like such a setup for failure when you're trying to get to the truth, if that's the goal at the end of the day for all these agencies. And I hope to God it is. I'm not saying that she's any sort of conspirator in this trying to cover anything up. But my God, optics matter. And it just feels like there's so many of these agencies we've seen recently that
you have to pay attention. You've never done this before. I call you 2 or 3 times.
Okay, we can keep rolling. I could hear you. I couldn't hear you because it's a lot going on in your room with the speakers. You're a little drowned out.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I want everybody to hear me. The man is 1,000% correct. How you gonna take somebody's body parts? And where they at, by the way? You sold them? Where they at? And why did you send the body up there without the throat, without the stomach, and everything else that's necessary? You send like I buy a Rolls Royce, and I take the motor out and sell it to Catherine. She get in the car to crank the car. It's just a shell. She called me back. Why you took the motor out? Well, they took it out because they didn't want you to find out that he didn't drown. They didn't want you to find out that all 4 of them boys had something to do with that. It's common sense. This don't take no rocket scientists. 3 go somewhere, 4 go somewhere, over 3 come back. And then the boy lied, boy, whatever his name is, say he wasn't there. This is ex-girlfriend, not his boy with her. Come on, y'all, stop. The grandfather called in and tell him don't worry about the boat drowning and all that. Don't go out. I got it under hand. Then you hear the girl saying he's unalive. Come on, man, stop. They don't go on the search tour with him. They come home, go to 1 or 2 parties. People ask him, where Nolan where? Because he's popular. Where he at? He play all 3 sports. We ain't got nothing to say with that. Nobody think we guilty. Guilty of what? You gave yourself up right there. Then you got his phone, his key. You didn't call his mother, say, mother, we have your, and then when she get the phone after she track it down, and after you go eat, then go home, still ain't call her. Still on the search thing. Not one of them go to the funeral. And you gonna ask me if something been done? Are y'all serious? We not dealing with common sense no more. We're gonna be dumb and ignorant. We all know it's a homicide. So stop. I've been saying it from day one. And they not gonna get away with it. They not. It's too many inconsistencies, too many lies. And it's gonna come out. What they done to him. One of them 3 boys gonna break. Watch and see. Let's go.
Okay, I want to switch gears just a bit and talk more about Mississippi's actual history. Just a little reminder, y'all, because I know a lot of people online or people in the comments are saying, that everything is race baiting and they don't understand why some people, and not just Black Americans, but there are other folks of other hues who are like suspicious of Mississippi too. So let's check this out.
Call it what it was. Lynching wasn't random violence, it was terrorism. Many lynchings happened publicly. Crowds gathered. Children watched. Photographs were taken. The purpose wasn't simply to kill one person. The purpose was to frighten. Answered story and immediately. Why Nolan Wells' death reopened Mississippi's oldest wound. See, before anybody decides they've got me figured out, let me say this, okay? This teaching is not about declaring that I know exactly what happened to sweet Nolan Wells, because I don't. The investigation is still unfolding, and I believe the evidence, not rumors, should ultimately tell the story. But I also understand something that many people outside the Black community do not. History shapes trust. And when you know Mississippi's history, you begin to understand why so many Black families hear an unanswered story and immediately ask questions. See, this isn't because we're looking for racism in every tragedy. It's because we've lived through too many moments in American history where the truth didn't come easily. So today, I don't want to just talk about Nolan Wells. I want to talk about the Mississippi that produced generations of fear, resilience, courage, pain, and survival. Because Nolan's story didn't begin in 2026. It echoes through a history that every American should know. Before Mississippi was a state, long before Mississippi became the 20th state in 1817, this land was home to native nations, including the Choctaw and Chickasaw. Then European settlers arrived. They took their land, people were displaced, and eventually one of the largest slave societies in North America was built. By the mid-1800s, Mississippi had become one of the richest states in the country. But here's the question. Rich for whom? Because that wealth wasn't built by hardworking plantation owners alone. No, it was built on the broken backs of enslaved Africans. Cotton made Mississippi wealthy. Black labor made cotton possible. Can you imagine living like this? If I want you to stop thinking about slavery as a chapter in a textbook, then picture this. Imagine waking up before the sun rises. You don't own your body. You don't own your name. You don't own your children. You don't even own your future. Someone else decides when you wake up, when you eat, how long you work, who you marry, whether your wife sleeps beside you, whether your son is sold tomorrow, whether your daughter is forced into sexual exploitation. Now imagine hearing your baby cry as a traitor carries your child away because someone hundreds miles away offered a better price. My God. You scream, your husband screams, your child screams, and nobody stops the wagon. You never see your baby again. That wasn't fiction, family. That happened thousands of times throughout the South, including Mississippi. Families were treated like livestock. Marriage meant nothing to slave traders. Motherhood meant nothing to slave traders. Childhood meant nothing to slave traders. The only thing that mattered was profit. Freedom came, but control didn't end. When slavery officially ended after the Civil War, freedom did not suddenly bring equality. Mississippi immediately began creating laws to control Black people in new ways. These became known as the Black Codes. Black men could be arrested for so-called vagrancy, for unemployment, for violating labor contracts, for offenses that white citizens often weren't punished for in some way or another. Unable to pay fines, many were leased to private companies. Yes, people were leased like a car. This system, known as convict leasing, supplied cheap labor to plantations, railroads, lumber camps, and mines. Many historians describe it as slavery under another name. The chains looked different. The suffering often did not. Now, the lie that justified violence. One of the most damaging ideas in American history was the stereotype that Black men were naturally dangerous. That lie served a purpose. If you convince people that an entire group is dangerous, you can justly treat them as less than human. Throughout Mississippi's history, Black men were falsely portrayed as threats to white society. That narrative was used to defend segregation, voter suppression, unequal policing, and in far too many cases, mob violence. Lynching was terrorism. Now let's call it what it was. Lynching wasn't random violence, it was terrorism. Many lynchings happened publicly. Crowds gathered. Children watched. Photographs were taken. The purpose wasn't simply to kill one person. The purpose was to frighten every other Black person into silence. Imagine knowing that speaking up for your rights could cost you your life. Imagine knowing that simply challenging unfair treatment might leave your children without a father. That's the climate many Mississippians lived in. Now let's talk about dear Emmett Till. Then came 1955. 14-year-old Emmett Till traveled to Mississippi from Chicago. He never made it home. His brutal murder became one of the defining moments of the civil rights movement. His mother, Mamie Till Mobley, insisted on an open casket because she wanted the world to see what hatred had done to her son. She said, in essence, let the world see. And the world did. See, sometimes truth is so painful that it forces a nation to look in the mirror, fighting for the rights to vote. Even after slavery ended, Mississippi found new ways to keep Black citizens from political power. Poll taxes, literacy tests, threats, economic retaliation, violence. People weren't just fighting for a ballot. They were fighting to be recognized as full citizens because those in power understood something we should never forget. If you control who votes, you influence who governs. If you influence who governs, you influence whose voices are heard and whose are ignored. So why this history matters today? Now, someone may say, that was a long time ago. History doesn't disappear just because the calendar changes. History shapes institutions. History shapes communities. History shapes memory. And history shapes trust. See, when generations of Black families have experienced unequal treatment, unanswered questions, or delayed justice, trust is not automatic. It has to be earned. And that doesn't mean every investigation today is corrupt. It doesn't mean every white Mississippian shares the attitude of the past. And it certainly doesn't mean we should rush to conclusions about Nolan Wells. But it does explain why many people are asking for a thorough, transparent investigation.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've seen a lot of things. I filmed this with my telephone purposely because I'm going to use this to keep me fueled for the rest of this year. You know, it's sad that in 2026, we are going through this buffoonery and foolishness, and these people's lives are being taken. I'm asking God to bring his curse on Mississippi, which I already know is there, but bring another one. Bring the 9, 10 plagues that you put on Pharaoh. Bring Mississippi down, God. And I will help find the men and women, professional, respectful, to protect our wives, women, and children, our little girls and our little boys. All you NBA stars, Bron James, you, and all of you, Jay-Z, all of you, Tyler Perry. I'm finna set up a thing for security. That's why I want to open up vocational schools with security next to it too. But we can have people coming from the Army, from the Navy, from Marine, training our young men. It's trainable. And we don't want to be like them with the racism. They white, lock them up. No, if they try to grab one of our girls, boys, we get them. And then we turn around and we take the pictures and everything and go on national news to convict them. And after we do this, to about 10, 20 of them, the rest of the cowards going to run. They cowards. Everybody try to find the woman or the little boy alone and do what they do, be self-made up. They cowards. They're not going to come at us like, they don't do that. They cold cowards. And they go on the hill with a gasoline jacket on. And Donald Trump going with them. He's with all this, man. He let 1,600 of them go, then tried to get $2 billion, start paying them off. After they did a resurrection right there on January the 6th at the Capitol and said, unalive to Pence, his own vice president. When have you ever seen a vice president go against the president? Never been done. This is the first vice president who went against the president when they run for office. Vance, he ain't gonna say nothing to do nothing. He's just a flunky. He flunky number 2, Donald Trump flunky number 1. Mississippi will be dealt with by God and foremost, and putting men and women of God that's professional and know how to protect our wives, women, and children. That's what it's got to be. It done went too far. Thank you, Catherine.
Okay. So
now when the people see it, excuse me. Now, Catherine, thank you. Now when the people see it and say, why we look at Mississippi like that, that's what it's known for. It's one of the racist, if not the, but I think it is the now, the most racist state in the United States. I don't know if you can Google it, but it's there. Google it and see. I wish.
Well, they had some of the highest incidents of unsolved unalivings from the civil rights era, so much so that there was a bill that was introduced for the FBI and the federal government to go back and look at those particular crimes that were not solved. And that's another thing that's hanging over Mississippi's head right now as far as transparency goes. So it's a lot. I was just going back, just looking at some of the laws. So when Barack Obama was in office, he signed the anti-lynching law in 2018, right? As of yet, he signed it. He signed it. He signed it. But no, I'm sorry. The Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act, I'm sorry, that was Joe Biden. That became active March 29th, 2022. So, since that has been in effect, there have been 0 arrests and 0 convictions under the anti-lynching law. I find that interesting, Minister.
Well, you answered your own question. They work together, man. This is not what Donald Trump did. He let them 1,600 people go, man. They Pride Boys and Ku Klux Klans and skinhead. That's that, and about 10, 15%, about 10%, 50% of the country is like that. But you got more Caucasians that's not like that than like that. So what we have to do is put security there, cameras, everything. We have to change the police out, the chief of police, the mayor. They got to go, man. It's a cover-up. It's all it is. And whoever the governor of who is the governor of Mississippi?
I can't think of his name. Let me try to see if I can find it.
Yeah, he need to be the first one to go because he's not trying to do nothing. You know, he don't care. He don't. You ain't heard him say a word. Look, that many people being hung in your state and you ain't said nothing.
His name is Tate Reeves.
And how long he been a governor there?
Only since 2020, so 6 years.
And he was there with the 70 hangers in 2025.
Yes.
What has he said about
it? I'm looking at that now. So that's why it's like, so we know that there have been 75 hangings, and that's just in the last 5 years, and 0 convictions, 0 prosecutions for the anti-lynch law.
What I'm saying, the governor don't give a damn, man. The mayor don't give a damn. The police don't give a damn. So Mississippi is a Ku Klux Klan state. So we have to move the governor and the people there like that, because if he was on it, he would have extra police watching for the citizens that pay tax. He don't give a damn. That's why we got to put our people there and then vote him out. He had to go. Because I always told you it's at the head and it's trickled down. Donald Trump, same thing when he pardoned all the police. That's a bad thing to do because you're making police think, well, I can just do what I want. Donald Trump he gonna give me out. That's their mindset. That's a devil mindset. That's why Jesus said in John 8:44, you not of my father. You of your father, the devil. You didn't know Jesus said that, did you? Huh?
Yes, I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Elijah Muhammad was the first one to say that. It was Jesus Christ of 2,000 years ago. He said, you of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father you should do. He was a murderer and bold, not in the truth. Then answered the Jews. It's in the Bible. Jesus called him out. Then they called him a Beelzebub and demonic. And he said, well, you know, that's what you think. But my father knows who I am. So again, this is what's going on right now. That's why in John 16, Jesus said, it's expedient for me to go away. I must go away to sit at the right hand of my Father. Where I can do greater, and one will come and do greater works. But I leave you a comforter, a counselor, and he, talking about the spirit in a man or woman. So again, that's where we at. And our people ain't taking it serious, man. We need Bron James. We need all you ball players. I call his name first because he's active. He got his ears to the ground. So we have to act, Dougie Fresh, Charlie Wilson Gap Band, Jill Scott. We have to act. We can't keep acting like this ain't happening. Jay-Z, Beyonce. We should demand justice. And we should put officers there, security there, and we should vote with that governor name again, because I want to remember him. Tate what?
Tate Reeves.
Tate Reeves. I won't forget him no more.
Governor Tate Reeves.
I want him out of there. Tate Reeves. He got to go. He's been there, and 75 people been hung from 2020 to 2025. Not one conviction. You ain't seen him nowhere on TV. Tate Reeves.
R as in Rick, E V as in Victor, ES. I think that's right.
Oh, Reeves. Tate Reeves. Y'all see this on TikTok? I'm taking Tate Reeves everywhere I go to get him out of there. Now I'm telling y'all not for what happened. Tate Reeves gonna be out of there. I'm just showing you, not that I had the power, but my father has the power. And Tate Reeves, the governor, coming out of there. See, he the problem. See, the Klansmen can do whatever they want to do, skinheads, because of him. If he was a good governor, he'd have been stopped it. He'd have had a thing where nobody can go out after 6 o'clock. Unless you're going to work. Yeah. He don't care. He don't care. Not one conviction. Not one. And nobody seen nothing. And black folks walk around with ropes in their back pocket until they come get us and put us on a tree. Y'all think this funny? Karma is real. And the chickens will come home to roost. And God will vindicate us. And you will get dealt with in a godly and professional manner. And all you rotten, low-down bastards, you have a curse on you. And you're coming down. So I'm telling you this so when it happened, Catherine can play it back. You're coming down. The fall of America. Mississippi, you will be the first. And it's going to start happening tonight. You coming down. I'm going to get on my knees and pray for God to use his power. And you, Tate Reed, you definitely coming down. It's your rotten self. You work for the devil. You're not a man of God. You will be dealt with by God. You will be prosecuted. We'll try to get you indicted, boy. Because you know what's going on. And you've done nothing. You've been there 6 years, 70 to 75 people been hung, and you ain't done nothing about it. Lord, have mercy. Come on with the next paper.
Okay. Let's see. We're gonna go to
Eric's
this one.
still in the back office?
No, he's not.
Bless his heart.
Said, whenever you beg another person for your freedom, you will never be free. Freedom is something that you have to do for yourself. Now, Malcolm was speaking about that in the context of the civil rights movement. His concern was that black people were asking for something that they should be demanding, something that they deserve, something that it wasn't up to the white system and the white man to give them, nor was it up to the white man and the white system to take away.
What did you think about that clip, Minister?
Can you play it again?
Yes. I was trying to adjust the volume. Here we go.
Malcolm X said, whenever you beg another person for your freedom, you will never be free. Freedom is something that you have to do for yourself. Now, Malcolm was speaking about that in the context of the civil rights movement. His concern was that black people were asking for something that they should be demanding, something that they deserve, something that it wasn't up to the white system and the white man to give them, nor was it up to the white man and the white system to take away.
That's a fact. Catherine?
I'm sorry, I'm talking to myself over here. So how do we make the transition from begging to demanding?
Well, God is using us because we ain't been out but a year and 1 month, 2 months. And God wanted somebody that wouldn't be apologetic and wouldn't be fearful to say what we say. We'll get the people, because we got millions listening to us. And TikTok is one of them right here. Facebook and TikTok is pushing us. So we're going to get to millions of people, and we're going to get good police officers, good Air Force, Army, Navy, Marine, and pay them $30, $40, $50 an hour to police our communities over in Mississippi. You know, they ain't come to Houston with no hangings. There's too many people around. So they get in them little bitty city with the governor and the Ku Klux Klan, and they catching them people by themselves. And they catch them folks by themselves. And that's what it is, man. So we have to work together. We have to work together to make this happen. And it will happen. We're going to police Mississippi, get a governor there, and get this whatever he is out of there. Taste, Reed, out of there. 6 years, he the governor. 75 hanging. He done nothing. The boy Nolan, he ain't said a word. What he gonna say? And y'all chicken me about don't rush to judgment. You don't have to rush to judgment. It's automatic. We know what happened. If that had been 3 little black boys go out there with a white boy, all 3 of them be locked up. So that's what they doing, man.
So what do you think about the Friends retaining that Trump lawyer?
They did that on purpose. That you think that wasn't no purpose move? All the lawyers in America, and they go get a Trump lawyer? You don't think that was no accident, do you?
Of course not.
Maria wanted me to send her the thing.
I already sent it.
I sent it too. So again, they did that on purpose, making it a political issue and getting Trump in it to help them try to save them 4 white boys, because Burke in it too. All 4 of them in it. And they all 4 covering up each other. And I think Burke had more to do with it than any of them. Yeah, because when Willie D showed the picture of him and his ex-girlfriend, then showed the picture of Nolan with his handsome self with the girl, I don't know. It's something right there. What I'm saying, I know for a fact it's a homicide. So it wasn't no, he fell off the boat and he drowned, all them lies, he stopped. It was a homicide. I said it, I've been saying it, so bring me to court and I prove it. I have enough evidence. From the keys, from the telephone, from deleting the text, from not helping with the search crew, from the grandfather called in saying, the boat going down. Hey, don't worry about it, don't leave the boat alone. I'm the owner of the boat, leave it alone. I said leave it alone. That's to get more time. And when they asked the boys, where Nolan, we don't want to talk about that. What about it? Nobody what? Nobody went to the funeral. He got the keys and the phone, go to 1 or 2 parties, go eat, go home, go to sleep, and didn't think enough to call his family? Come on, man. Come on, man. You know that ain't real. So it's a bunch of buffoonery and foolishness. So that's why I can say that it's a homicide. And people as cowards and scary stay on the sideline and let me take the hit. Here I am. And I know for a fact that's what it is. Other people know, but they're scared to say, don't rush to judgment. I ain't rushing to nothing. It's a fact. It's enough circumstances Then you take the body parts out. Why you take the body parts out and send a body down there, like the white girl said, you send a naked body down there when they do the autopsy, it's nothing up top. Everything what happened to him, they took it.
That's why I was confused by that clip that we watched from the show, from the true crime show. And they were saying that he hopes that the conclusions that the independent Emmy found and the state Emmy found are in alignment. And I'm like, how could they be? They couldn't even evaluate the same criteria. If they're going to be in alignment, it would be both of them would say it was inconclusive. Isn't that right?
Sweetheart, what you're saying is everything you're saying is true. They want us to be dumbed down and ignorant. Most white and black people are dumbed down. We are ignorant to the fact of truth. That's why Jesus said the truth will set you free. We scared of the truth. We love lie. We don't love truth. Them little 3 ivory, 4 ivory white boys, they trying to protect him. And Bart is the biggest out of all of them because he's supposed to be, he kicked so far, they want him in the NFL, plus he's a doctor. You know that, did you?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, that boy powerful. And then he lied and say he wasn't there, and they can prove he was there. And when Willie Dean from the Ghetto Boys showed that picture, and we took it and we got on there with him, that used to be his girlfriend, knife with Nolan. That's why he didn't want to be there. Yeah. And that's why I noticed the little girl ain't never came forward. Have you noticed that?
Oh, yeah.
Why would she not come forward?
I have no idea. I haven't been able to figure that one out.
You can't figure it out. It's easy to figure out. It's systemic racism. It's a cover-up. It's what it is. A homicide cover-up. Cover-up for the homicide. But it's going to be uncovered. Remember I tell you one of them little boys going to break. And when they went on there, when he go to thinking about getting 25, 30 years, and he can talk and get out of it, it's got to be an independent counsel. It can't be Mississippi grand jury. It can't be the citizens. That whole case had to come out of Mississippi. Won't work there. Everything is too clannish. It's never been in anything of this magnitude where they come back and then take the stuff to the grand jury and the mother and father don't see it. So we don't know what they're taking to the grand jury. We know his body parts wasn't there. That's guilt right there. He been tampered. And like when the forensics touch something, it's been tampered. When it's been tampered, you guilty. They took his body parts on purpose. Where we would figure out inclusive to go with what the inconsistencies, the mother wasn't chancing that. Somebody paid that man to do what he did. I'm talking about a lot of money. He should be indicted. Why is he not indicted? The governor ain't gonna say nothing. The mayor ain't gonna say nothing. You gonna chop this boy body up and take all the body parts out? They can tell exactly what happened. You did that because you don't want us to know what happened, forensic-wise, medically-wise, but we already know. They didn't want it to come together like this because it'd be kissing cousins. Yeah. They covering up for them 4 little white boys. That's exactly what's happening, Karen. Make no doubt about it. That's why I'm saying it. I want them to challenge me. Call me in. Yeah. I wish they would. Because what I'm saying now, I'm going to say then. I'm going to prove it. All the inconsistency, all the lies. The girls say one thing, they say another one. Somebody lied. And I don't think the girl lied. Now she done disappeared. First they lie and say they don't know who she is. They do know who she is. They know who Katie is. But they got to act like they don't know who she is because of the top board is. You're not catching me. Huh?
Yeah.
People scary, man. People scary of the truth. That's why Rosa Parks sit on the bus and wouldn't move. The men in the back, you gonna get us in trouble. That's what's happening right now.
What do you mean that's what's happening right now as far as Black people not standing up and continuing to beg?
We have too many people that's not strong enough to organize. And I'm giving them the antidote tonight. I never talked like this. So I'm giving them what we have to do. God showed me. We're still going to do the vocational school, but it's enough retired Army veterans, Air Force, Marines, Navy. The government should do it, but they ain't going to do it. Well, we can hire them and put them in Mississippi for security, license, badge. Yeah. And they're already qualified. These are already qualified people. Can't put no rookies down there. Got to put qualified people. And the hanging to stop overnight. Yeah. That's the Ku Klux Klan, the skinhead, and the Proud Boys. They follow them around, catch them by themselves, and get them. That's what been hanging. That's what they've been doing. That beautiful little girl, 29 years old. 29 years old.
I know, it's so sad.
Yeah. 29 years old and do that little girl like that, man. It's crazy. That little girl is innocent, man. She has a mother that's out her. Can you imagine? No, you can't. What that mother's going through and her baby's been unalive and hung at 29 years old. And the young girl is beautiful. They was thinking about how intelligent she was. So, because she's Black, TikTok, they took it and hung in the back of the house. And I think Catherine's an abandoned house. Yeah. Mississippi is burning. Black America, wake up. Come on to the next
one. Okay, we're going to shift our focus a little bit. We're going to cover some news that happened here in Houston. There was
all this buffoonery at a funeral.
At a funeral. There was an unaliving incident at a funeral yesterday. Here we go.
That this all started as an argument outside this lounge here, and you can see that Houston police are still out here investigating. That witness also telling me that the mother of the man who was killed is the person who was injured after she tried to stop that fight. Houston police say that officers first got called out here around 5:20 this evening. Officers found a man who was suffering from at least one gunshot wound. He died at the scene. And police say a second shooting victim was taken to the hospital, but their condition is unknown at this time. There were a lot of people out here earlier. The witness I spoke to says it was a gathering of family and friends after a funeral earlier today. She was inside when she says she heard arguing and then multiple gunshots.
The mom was trying to break him up from arguing, And I guess the shooting started then or whatever, and the mom tried to stop it. She got shot twice, and the other guy got shot several times or whatever. I just hate that this happened. The gun violence needs to stop. You know, this could have been just a result of just walking away, but pulling guns and stuff, and now leaving somebody else has passed away, and we just left somebody else burying them. And what even 3 hours the guy was on the ground, and this happened here. It's just sad.
That witness tells me that the shooter then left the area, and again, Houston police confirming with me a little bit earlier that that shooter is not in custody. All evening long, we've seen the crime scene unit and detectives out at the scene talking to witnesses and trying to get a better idea of what happened. Now, back out here live, the name and age of the man who was shot and killed has not been released yet. Be sure to stay with us for updates as we learn more.
I don't even know what to make of that one, Minister.
To go to somebody's celebration, supposed to be a celebration, and be that damn disrespectful. And the mother, bless her beautiful heart, all she was doing was trying to stop it, like y'all stop. And the mother some kind of way gets shot twice. Thank God she's still alive. And then somebody else got shot 5, 6, 7. I mean, this is crazy, man. We talking about at a funeral. No honor, no respect. They have turned some of our young children into animals. Because 26% of young people, 26% of from 18 to 38, when a girl leave them, they unalive them. And then they sell. We ain't never done this. We done picked up a culture and some buffoonery from Master. He menaced 1 to society, we menaced 2. So Minister 2 picked it up from Minister 1. And here we are, which is buffoonery and foolishness at a funeral. You don't get no crazy that. Same thing happened in Chicago. Happened in Chicago about 2 years ago. So when they put that stuff on TV, shot, all that stuff trickling out in Houston. We want to be like that and think we're hard. You're not hard. You're not hard. Unaliving your brother. That's not hard.
Why do you think we're so quick to go against each other, but we won't stand up to the system when it's time?
With a lynch. Fear, distrust, and envy. Fear restricts you. It restricts you. Envy. That's why we say we're going to kill him. When you shoot your brother, you're shooting yourself. And you're shooting the part of God because the essence of God is in him. You ain't just killing your brother, you're killing the essence of God that's in your brother. And the pastors don't explain to them that way because they done told them God in the sky. Now God is in you. Greater is he that's in you than he in the world. God's supreme being with a human being. The being is the entity of God's essence that he put in us. All of us got some part of God's essence in us. If we didn't, we wouldn't be alive. God's a life giver. Without God being in us, we'd be dead, unalive. So they tricked us. Fear, distrust, and envy. But a lot of brothers qualified, they bring coming together, especially the Hebrew Israelites. They coming together. And this is what's going to have to happen. We have to police our own cities, man. We got to stop the Ku Klux Klan and the Proud Boys and the skinheads from taking our people's lives. This is what's going on. Over 1 million black women get kidnapped in 10 years because we got the most greatest body parts on the planet Earth. I said it on K Reno thing, it went viral. Yeah. They kidnap our women for body parts. The black woman body parts are more expensive than anybody body parts on the planet Earth. Why? Because you're the original woman. You've been here for a million years. Your biological daughter, the white girl, been here for 6,000 years. I'm telling you what the truth is. It's not racism, it's fascism. That's why they painted angel food cake white. Then they painted devil food cake black. It's all a con game, man. That's why democracy, democratis, the rule of the devil. And that's how Donald Trump got in, through the rule of the devil. How could a man be the president with 34 felonies? That's the rule of the devil, put him in there. If Jesus, Moses, Abraham, Zephaniah, Mecca, Josiah, if all of them was here, they wouldn't follow democracy. They would follow theocracy, the rule of God. And they ain't never even talked about no theocracy in America. Because they follow that donkey, that jackass. They follow that buffoonery, that foolishness. And it's not of God.
But don't we need to take care of our own stuff before clean up our own backyard first? Or you think they could go in the opposite way, where we could just automatically unify and then look in our own backyards and start caring about
we
how
started
we
our
treating each other?
We started our own backyard. Yes, we do. But the problem is in Mississippi. And that's where we want to go. The problem is in Mississippi.
So you don't think the problem is in Houston too, with this shooting, with this unaliving that occurred?
No, this is a mental thing. They physically hanging them.
Okay.
That's a physical accountability down there. You deal with that and you deal with this. This is a mental thing. The brothers done seen all this crap on TV and Trump and all this. So, and they done seen they show this show Shy, and the same thing happened in Chicago. They was at a funeral. They rode by and lit it up. So the same thing happening. We mimicking Chicago. We became the murder capital at one time. If we mimicking, it's not enough fathers. My son out there got about 30 people from the city. He needs 2,000. But they don't have the money. We have to deal with a mental condition here in Houston, Texas. Because it was 2-3 shootings in one night. Yeah. Then they shoot a girl 6 times. She got a $25 million lawsuit. They tase her, she's scared, she drive off. And they bat around my car and shoot her. Yeah. Because she didn't get a driver license and she was getting her insurance out the phone. Because you know your insurance is in the phone. So she was getting her insurance out the phone, which the police could have told her. He could have looked himself. Once he looked at the license plate, they have a thing they can hit a button to tell you if you got insurance or not. So he was playing with her all the time because he could have told her, hey. Because the police done stopped me about a year ago and asked me about my insurance. I said, yeah, so don't worry about it. He came back, gave me my license, said, go on, take care of yourself. They got a button they can hit to know if you got insurance. So they were playing with her all the time. You understand?
I do.
Yeah. And shot that young girl sick. Thank God she's alive. They hit her in the stomach. They hit her in her shoulder. They hit her in her arm. Yeah. This baby. All this stuff is going on because it's a sentiment that come through. People that don't know psychosocial assessment dynamic and never ran a behavioral health clinic don't know what I'm talking about. It's a mental thing. America's being destroyed mentally. They got on the 20th floor in the courthouse, they got a whole floor up there, courtroom for mental health. The whole court is full up there. I walked up the other day. Mental health. Everybody walking around gaga goo goo. Mental health. Yeah. Low self-esteem. So we turn in on each other. Willie Lynch. Say supposed to have been over in 2012, but it'll be a perpetual cycle and it will keep going. We 14, 15 years over from 2012. We are more than 2027, so we still doing the same thing. It's the see my thing. It's the puppeteer and the puppet. The puppeteer controlling the puppet. We puppets. That's why we're so easy to shoot each other, because they trick us into to taking one another's life. You understand now? Do I need to break it down some more? Because I will.
No, I understand, but it's like if I am begging for somebody to respect me and blah, 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 but I'm not showing the same respect to my own people, then it's kind of like we devalue ourselves. And it's just when is that, and as we devalue ourselves at so many different levels, we don't even have enough time on this show to talk about it. So if we are taking on the value that they have, and I'm talking about the system that we've been systematically assigned, then how do we elevate when we can't even control our minds enough to elevate ourselves out of the situation or the traps that we think in? You know what I'm saying? Am I making sense? So if we thinking lowly about ourselves to where we got our sexy reds and our gorillas, then blah, blah, Meg the Stallion, and all of these and the above and more. I'm just picking out
all that distractions, all that distraction.
But it's a mirror of how people are being conditioned to think. Yeah, it's a distraction, but it's a demonic distraction because the demon taking over the mindset.
It would be in the airwave. All this music, all these filtered movies in the airwave. They playing us. They playing us against each other. We've been played against each other. Maria come back on. We've been played against each other. So we self-destruct. They had a rap song in 1990, headed for self-destruction. You headed for self-destruction. You headed for self-destruction. Now we in the destruction. So we think we gangsters by shooting and murdering one another, unaliving one another. That ain't no gangster, you're a damn fool. Yeah. You killing your brother ain't no gangster. You're a gangster when you sit down with your brother and talk to him. That's why I had the thing, gloves up, gun down. Pick up the glove, live another day, pick up the guns, you die the same day. We're going to go back and I got 2 years of tape. We're going to chop it up, put music with it, everything. We're going to spend about $25,000, $30,000 in a whole month chopping it up. You're going to have about 10 people with you. You're going to tell them what to do, chop it up. That stuff going to go platinum. We got all kind of stuff on there, man. Yeah, but we're just going to finish this first and get a contract on this first. Once we get a contract on this, we'll do that. So again, you're a great producer. You have done a great job. You're going to do a great job with the movie. So again, you pay attention, you watch what I say, you like an AI. You know how to put my stuff together because you're an AI, you've been around it, you've heard it, so you put your own language with what I said and you make it smooth. Yeah.
Thank you, dear.
No, I'm telling the truth. You're a great producer. Your mother had a great daughter, and we will be multi-millionaires, and we will save lives all over the country. We're going to save a lot of lives. We're going to stop.
We are indeed.
We're going to stop our young boys from taking them guns, pow on each other. We're going to stop our young boys from the girl quit them to take their life. We got to stop it. We pop on everywhere. The news is bad, man. That stuff trickling down. It's a negative connotation in America right now. You got a president with 34 felonies and all the stuff he did with that crazy man on the island. Then take the woman out of Hard Knocks and put her in a vacation in prison. He started telling on himself. Cut one of the bigger drug dealers loose and then go get Venezuela and lock him up. Come on, man. Then shoot something into the schoolhouse. The little girls run into the prayer room, and he shoot again and knock all 165 of them out from 6 to 12 years old. This is the kind of president we're dealing with.
Yeah.
And we wonder why gas up, food up. It's because of him. He's getting paid for this war. As long as the war go on, the more they get paid.
But we need to go ahead and wrap it up because we are approaching time. I want to make sure we have time to close out properly. Thank you for joining us today. If you're watching this on replay on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, just be sure to like, subscribe, follow, share, comment. Out of everything I said, all of it matters, but give us a thumbs up, comment, keep us in the algorithm so we can keep these stories alive. That's how we make a difference.
One thing, ladies and gentlemen, young men, middle class and older guys, we got to come together immediately. You millionaires and billionaires, we got to come together immediately and hire the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, Coast Guards, all of them, our young brothers, and clean them up. Let them be trained by them. When we start in Mississippi, Houston, Atlanta, Dallas, and clean this thing up. They are not going to clean it up for us. They're going to send the ambulance in. I don't know the last time they had a conviction in Chicago. They don't give a damn. So again, we have to do this for our wife, our women, and our children. I end with what Jesus said, suffer little children, forbid them not, let them come unto me. And if you hurt one of these, you'd rather put a milestone around your neck and be thrown in the deepest sea. Damn it, let's take care of our wife, our women, our children, come together and put the right people in the right place and get this rotten governor with his rotten self, Tate Reeves, out of there. Peace.
Blessings, fam. We'll talk again tomorrow. Until then.